Oh, that part's too loud.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below. Today I'm just doing a little sit down video. I thought today would be a perfect day, just as we're all getting back into that back to school season, to do a little high school advice video. I am a senior in high school, and so I feel like I am pretty experienced in the area of high school, where I can give the tips and share with you all the things that you need to know as we're all getting into high school, especially if like you're an incoming freshman and you need some advice, or anyone who just has some advice just in high school in general, because it is some of the 4 most important years of your life when you look back at it. So I asked on my Instagram story a couple of days ago just some things that you guys would want me to answer in this video, and so I have a list of those on my phone, and we're just going to go through those, and I'll just give you some of the advice that I have. I am not a guidance counselor by any means, but this is just going to do the best that I can. Okay, so I'm just going to start out by just sharing a little bit of my high school background. Start out, I have gone to 2 high schools. I actually am now in Indiana, and so basically freshman, sophomore, and junior year I went to school in North Carolina, and as you can tell, I'm in a little new setting. And so basically for my senior year I moved to Indiana because of my dad's job, and so I'm going to school here for my last year of high school in another state. So that's like a whole nother story, because that was like just like transition and everything like that. But then grade wise, I have always been an A, B student. I have always maintained a pretty good GPA, and so my GPA is on a 4.0 scale, and so I've always had around like a 3.5 to 3.8 GPA weighted. And then SATs, I feel like for myself, especially being someone who does not test very well, I did pretty good. Friend advice, that was probably the biggest thing that I got asked, was like just how to make friends and everything to do with friends when it came to advice for high school. So being someone that basically I moved, actually funny story, if you guys don't know, I moved from Indiana, so I'm going to the high school I would have gone to if I hadn't moved to North Carolina. So basically I moved to North Carolina 8th grade, about middle of the year, and so I definitely made friends with like the first people that I met. And so after that, like I feel like we all kind of went our separate ways when we were going into high school, just because we were all going to different high schools, because I lived in such a big county that depending on where you lived, you just kind of like got split up depending on what neighborhood you lived in. And so we were going to a lot of different high schools, so I kind of going into high school, I was like a new student all over again. Most of us probably felt that way, to be honest, because it was a brand new high school. And so I had to really open myself up and be willing to like put myself out there to make new friends. So definitely my number 1 tip is opening yourself up. I mean, I'm definitely not a super shy person, but I'm not one to always like to be the first to initiate something when it comes to like making friends and like building a relationship with someone. And so I think that that's just very important, that you just like be willing to open yourself up, because that's like when things are going to like happen. Definitely like talk to everyone, find where you feel like you fit the best, but also I would say don't like feel like you have to be friends with everyone. Find that group of friends that you can really connect with, because those are the people that are going to be able to support you and be there for you, and those are the friends that you really need in high school, because what is high school without friends? And so basically I would just say find those friends that care about you just as much as you care about them, because you don't want to be chasing after one crowd or one person all throughout high school, because number 1, that will just make your high school experience like not all that great, because you don't want to ever be chasing someone that's doesn't care about you just as much as you care about them. And then number 2, I just say find those friends that really support you and have like a strong group of friends. Boy advice, this was also another really big one. My biggest thing, I get so annoyed when there are girls that basically just go like, oh my gosh, where's my boyfriend? Oh my gosh, where's my boyfriend? Where's my boyfriend? Where's my boyfriend? Just always looking for a boyfriend and just expecting it to just come along. Because I feel like in high school, it's a time for you just to like focus on your friends, focus on yourself. And that's something I'm just going to repeat a lot in this video. Fair warning, is just to care about yourself and to have self-confidence and everything. And so definitely that you should focus in on your friends, and then if something comes along, definitely go on a couple dates and have things and everything like that. But don't force it, and don't be always looking for it, because when you're always looking for it, that's when it doesn't happen. I mean, I definitely know of that from experience, because I mean, you know, freshman year, little freshman Emma was like, oh my gosh, I'm in high school now, I can have a boyfriend, like, where's my boyfriend? And so I guess my like biggest advice is just don't always be on the lookout for it, because when you are, that's just when it's not gonna happen. Okay, party advice, that's another one. I've never been one to be big on like partying or anything, but for like the ones that I have gone to, I do have like some advice for that. Definitely go with a group of friends, and then when you do go with a group of friends, you become one. You don't leave one behind. You're always like aware of like what everyone is doing, so that you can be there for them if they get themselves in like a bad situation or anything like that, or if you even get yourself in a bad situation that they can help you get out of. And then also definitely just be responsible. You definitely need to be safe, and always like think through the choices that you're gonna make before you do make them, because there can be a lot of things that could happen at a party, I guess you could say. Also, I would have to say always have at least a parent or someone older than you, or someone that's not at the party, know that you're there, so that you have some sort of an out, because if you don't have some sort of an out, then it can be kind of hard to get out of a situation that you might be struggling with when you're at a party. And so definitely have some sort of an out, because that always comes in handy when you are at a party. But overall, I just say be responsible, be safe, and make sure that you are making smart decisions. So just getting into a little bit more of the juicier stuff, I guess, talking about Mean Girls. I've definitely been pretty lucky, and I haven't had to really experience any of this. My old high school was really good. I don't really think that there was a lot of like cattiness going on. I mean, if there was, I really wasn't around it, because I just try to avoid drama, because it's just, don't really enjoy it. I mean, I know a little last year there was just some things in my friend group that was really annoying, so like that I do have some advice from. But people that just give you crap, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, that's just like my number one thing. Just like always remember that, because when you're looking into the future and how one day you're gonna have a career when you're in college and all that things, that's not gonna matter anymore. So just have that mindset when you're in one of those kind of scenarios, that it's not gonna matter in a couple of years. So just like don't let it get to you too personally. And then I guess just overall, like, don't care like what they think, because if you care about yourself, then it's not gonna matter. And if you really love yourself, then it's not gonna matter, because like when you think about it, people that pick on you, or anyone who picks on anyone or creates drama with anyone, if they love themselves, why would they be doing this in the first place? And so definitely keep that in mind when they're doing that, because eventually it will just get to the point where if you're just ignoring them, ignoring the whole scenario altogether, then it will end on its own, because they're just gonna get bored. And so definitely ignore the situation, because it will actually just resolve itself. Peer pressure. Okay, this is a big one. I've always wanted just to go my own way. I've always been really secure in like my choices and what I want. When it comes down to it, again, it really comes down to your self-confidence and like how you feel about yourself, and if you really love yourself. If you do love yourself, you're not gonna want to do anything for anyone else, or for like the approval of anyone else. I guess like altogether, just before you do anything, just sit and think, like, do I really want to do this? Like, is this something I want to do for myself? Because think about like yourself and not thinking about it for others, because if it is something or an experience that you want to have for yourself, then like that is not peer pressure. But definitely think about that beforehand, so then you're making a smart decision and you don't look back at it and regret it. And then also, if you do feel peer pressure from your friends, I mean, they're honestly not your real friends, because no friend should be pressuring you to do something that you're uncomfortable with. And if you are uncomfortable, you should let them know. And if they think it's funny, then that's their own problem, because they should be able to respect you and be able to respect your decision, and just that you don't want to do it no matter what it is. Okay, getting more into like the school stuff and like grades and study tips and all that stuff. Grade wise, like I said before, I've always been like an A/B student. I have gotten like 2 C's. It was math and me. We don't really get along that well. But basically, class-wise that I took definitely more honors classes than I did academic classes. Except for when it came to math, I did try to take more academic classes, so I was able to get that B or that A rather than bringing my GPA down in honors class. So definitely take the honors classes and the classes that you know you're good at and like the subjects that you're really good at. And then even you could just strive for AP, which are like the college level courses that they offer in high school. And you can challenge yourself in an area that you feel that you're really good at. And so for me, I've taken I took 2 APs my sophomore year, and I took 3 APs my junior year, and I took most of them in history and English because that's just like my strong suit. And I also did take one in science. Worst decision ever. APES legit almost killed me. So stressful. But basically just know which subjects you're good at, because those are the courses and the subjects that you should be able to like challenge yourself in and take like more harder courses in. Studying tips. My biggest thing is do not be afraid to ask for help. That was kind of hard for me at first, especially like starting out in high school. I was just always like, oh, if I ask for help or if I raise my hand, I'm gonna look like I don't know what I'm doing. But then you don't want to like not know what you're doing and then not ask and then go home, try to figure it out for yourself, and then when it comes to the day of the test that you just do it wrong or you just don't know how to do it at all. And so I would just say do not be afraid to ask. And then overall, I mean, just study. Set like a study schedule for like the different classes you're taking, whether it be you study for math on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I started to switch to battery pack. Sorry if like the position changed at all. Basically, studying tips, that's where I was at. Just basically study. That's all I can say. Also, make sure to get enough sleep the night before, because it is very important. Like, I would say it's more important to get sleep than it is to stay up super late and cram, because more likely to remember the information that's going to be on the test if you were to like study throughout the week rather than cramming it all in one night and then sleep on it and then probably not be able to remember it as much in the morning because it's not something that you fully understand and you were just like cramming it in all in like one night. And so definitely it's better to have more sleep the night before, because you're just going to feel more prepared rather than cramming in and stressing out the whole entire night before. Okay, advice for juniors. I was a junior last year, and so definitely have plenty of advice for this. I mean, every counselor is going to tell you this is the most important year of high school, and it definitely is pretty important just because most colleges, when you go to apply, this is the year that they're mostly going to look at just to see where you challenge yourself, what classes you are taking. And so I would definitely suggest, like I was saying before about the classes that you could take, that you should take more of your APs your junior year rather than taking them your senior year. I'm not taking any of my senior year because I got all of mine done my sophomore and my junior year, because my school was able to offer them a little like earlier in high school. And so definitely try to get those done so that colleges can see them, because when you submit your transcript, they're not going to be able to probably see what you're taking the first like trimester or semester that you're in high school, because you're going to be submitting your transcript that's going to have the information from the year before, because the information of the year that you're already in is not going to process quite yet. And so definitely try to challenge yourself more earlier on so the colleges can see where you challenge yourself. But then also do not challenge yourself so much to the point where you stress yourself out so much, because then it's just gonna it could bring your grades down. I mean, that happened to me. I stressed myself really out in one of my AP classes that I took, APES. If you're really good at science, take it. If you're not, it's really hard. Basically, I stressed myself out so much that I ended up not getting the grade that I wanted in order to maintain the GPA that I really wanted to have throughout high school. And so that's just an example. I mean, I have friends that have taken so many APs in high school. I mean, round of applause to you. I just not that kind of a person. I've taken 5, so for me that's a lot. But I mean, I have friends that are taking like 5 more this year, which I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. But it's just definitely know where your limits are and know what you can handle, because that's just going to help you with your own mental health as well as helping you in your grades. Staying motivated. Okay, so it's kind of hard to stay motivated when you're sitting in class and you're learning about the different like stages of the clouds, or you're learning like the Pythagorean theorem and you're like, when am I ever going to use this in life? But counselors, your teachers, I mean, they're always telling you this is just teaching you different life skills and problem solving skills that you're going to use in life, which, I mean, it's kind of like cheesy to say, but it has. I mean, it's taught me time management, it's taught me communication skills, it's taught me how to really present myself well when I am doing like a speech or I'm presenting myself in front of a class. It's also taught me like responsibility, and so it does teach you some skills that you're going to use in life and use in your career later on. But just also, I mean, live in the moment 100%, but then also have like a mindset of your future, because when you're dwelling on like how what you're doing now can benefit you in the future, it's just going to help you so much when you're sitting in class and you're like bored and you're like, oh, I don't want to be here today, I don't really want to listen. Just like be in that mindset, because then it's going to help you on in the future. It's going to help you get into college, it's going to help you get the career that you want, it's going to help you get the future that you want ultimately. And so definitely remember that and dwell on that, because it will definitely help you get through high school. I mean, it definitely helped me get through high school. So overall, I guess I'm just gonna be, my number one tip is just stay positive through it all. Enjoy high school, enjoy all the fun high school experiences. Don't be the Debbie Downer, like the person who's just like, oh, I don't have time for that, or I just want to sleep, because those are the moments you're gonna remember for like the rest of your life. You're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, oh, I enjoyed those football games, or like going out with my friends on Saturday night, or like having like those bonfires or study sessions. I don't know, just enjoy yourself, be positive through it all. It's gonna be stressful, it's gonna be hard, but you're gonna get through it and it's gonna be all right. And so definitely have fun, be positive, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!